Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we're gonna check fresh release from ICM. As you can see, that's a 148 scale Henkel 111H-3, that's a German bomber from World War II. But first, as usual, I'll remind you that we are still gathering money for the new camera and you can help us by pressing the donate button, which is on our website from the right side. And of course, you can choose the amount you would like to help us, and I assure you that it will help us get the new camera with better video quality and better sound quality. So this is a new Henkel, this time we have H3 version, and as you can see, that's quite a large kit in 148 scale, and that's why we have really big box. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Box art is beautiful here, and on the side we have information about the kit. So there are 324 parts inside, and length of the assembled aircraft will be equal to 34 centimeters, and wingspan will be 47 centimeters. So it's quite a large bird. And here you can see one of the marking options. I guess it is depicted on the box art as well. No, actually it is. So that's the marking option, one of the marking options that you can assemble with this kit. Box structure is quite typical for this kit. As you can see, that's a flexible top part, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box which should protect everything inside. Let's open it, and here you can see that all plastic sprues are packed into the same plastic bag, so I would rather recommend to check them before purchase. I mean, box is quite sturdy, but steel package is also tight, so something bad might happen too. Nobody is insured from this, so I would rather check if there is such possibility, and that's not a difficult task, so better ask seller if it is possible to check. Oh, you see, yes, broken parts. You can see them, here they are. Well, they're not broken, they're just disconnected from the sprue, but still we have a bit sad influence, let's say. So first, here we have plastic frame or plastic sprue with wings parts. As you can see, these are this is one of the wings. Here we have also halves for the tail planes and also for rudders. Here inside you can see that there are position pins inside and also position slot inside, which should help you with alignment of these large segments, because otherwise it might be tricky. And the same design is employed for the tail planes, so do not worry about possible problems with fitment which might happen with parts which are that big. Next we have, I'm a bit slow because I'm impressed with the size of these wings. Here we have next plastic sprue, again two halves for the wing. Also here we have separately molded elevators which should be glued out of two halves. The same can be said about ailerons as well. As you can see, they're molded separately, and again inside we have some of the position elements. With ailerons, those will be those edges. I will zoom in so that you can see them, because otherwise you won't understand, I think. So here you can see it, and position pins are also there. Of course, wing parts also have recessed panel lines and even riveting, as far as you can see. So it should be quite nice after careful painting and weathering. And of course, some modelers might even try to do pre-shading on those, because I mean that's a large scale, so it's worth doing this method on your aircraft. Next we have those large beads which should be used for the fuselage and also engine gondolas, and I think overall molding quality is really nice. I don't see any possible problems with flash around the parts or any other damage. Note that here, for example, on the tail landing gear we have wheel molded together with leg, so it might be a bit tricky to paint this, but I think it won't be a problem for professional modelers, and I'm sure that beginners won't start this kit due to its size and due to its complexity. I mean, that's a twin engine aircraft, so I do not recommend beginners to try this kit before they have some, let's say, credible experience with aircraft kits. Then here we have transparent sprue. As you can see, or as you saw, it was packed into the separate plastic bag. Here we have all clear parts for the canopy and other transparent elements on the aircraft. Also here we have the dashboard part. Molding quality is quite nice, but as you remember, this bomber aircraft is famous for its bit complex canopy, and masks are not included. So guess what? You'll have to work on masks, cut them, or buy the aftermarket set. Next we have the small and tiny parts for the landing gear system. Note that some of them are really thin. Here you can see them, so you have to be really careful with them. Here you can see something broken off. I guess it was this part, but I'm not sure about it. And here you can see large sections which will be used for the main landing gear system. As far as I remember, Scale Aircraft Conversions released metal set for this aircraft, which is basically a copy of the original set of the parts, but it is molded out of metal, and it might come handy with such big kit, because otherwise it will be heavy and plastic parts might not endure such load. Then here you can see two fuselage halves. Both are molded together with tail segment, as you can see here. Of course, they feature the same external detailing as what we saw on the wing parts. I can even zoom in so that you can see, for example, here we have aerials molded in place, and then you can see riveting and recessed panel lines. Everything looks nice, and I think with careful assembly you can get a really good result. Inside we have position pins, as far as you can see, and I will zoom in so that you can see them. Here they are. These are must have in such large aircraft kit, because otherwise it will be really difficult work to do in order to join these halves together. Then we have these two large sprues which basically contain the same, absolutely the same parts, and as far as I can guess, maybe from here some parts were broken off, which you saw in the beginning of this video review. Nevertheless, I will show you only one plastic sprue. As you can see here, we have all necessary elements which come in pair on this aircraft. Of course, that's engine nozzle, also the propeller, landing gear parts, landing gear wheels, which should be assembled out of two halves. So if you have a chance to get the resin replacement, I would rather get it and install, especially in such big scale. I mean, I will zoom in. As you can see, that's a quite basic detailing for 1/48 scale bomber aircraft, so it's up to you. And what I like here is that we get two engines in one box, so you won't have to buy a resin replacement, and you can expose both engines on your aircraft. It will be up to you if you want to hide them or show them on the assembled model, but it's quite nice to have it out of the box without need to get some aftermarket add-on. Then we have Decal Sheet, which is quite large. I mean, that's quite understandable if you remember the size of the aircraft. So here it is. There is no mention where it was printed, so let's say it was printed by ICM itself. Here you can see symbols for the dashboard. Then we have here all the necessary stencils and symbols for marking options. I'm not sure how many are there, but I can guess there are two of them. So let's check assembly manual and we will know for sure. So assembly manual is the last component in this kit. Here it is. It's a large color printed brochure, short history note and technical specifications in two languages on the front side, on the front page. Then we have parts map. Note that all parts will be used. That's quite surprising. Then here we have another parts map, and again all parts are employed in this kit. Assembly process starts with this bomb bay, as far as I can guess. Then we continue, actually it was landing gear wheel wells. Then we continue with internal detailing. I see the cockpit assembly, here it is. Then we join some separate sections. For example, here you can see that the top section is molded separately. Then we assemble the bomb bay. We assemble tail wings, engines. Then we close engines in the engine gondolas. We attach all clear parts. Whew, that's pretty much complex assembly, so that's why I was saying that do not start it if you are not sure in your skills. In total there are 116 steps to perform. That's the last one, 116th, and be ready for it. Here you can see the Stencil application guide, and here are marking options. So 1, 2, and then we have 3, 4. As you can see, they're not that much different. I mean, the main difference only, for example, here we have yellow band, yay, but otherwise, I mean, you can't expect a lot from German bombers. They were not that famous for their colorful marking options, and this one's at least different because they have the symbols in the nose area, so you might choose them. That's enough, that's all for this video review, and I think ICM managed to release really interesting huge bomber, big bomber, but again, as I said before, and I will repeat it once again, it's not suitable for beginners. I mean, no matter how you look at this kit, I mean, we have position pins, we have guiding elements, we have clever design and clever parts division, but I do not recommend it for beginners. You have to have some previous experience in order to assemble this big aircraft and assemble it in a beautiful model. I do not consider some average result. We are all trying to build something nice, so if you are not sure in your skills, get it for your collection, but do not start it right away. Better get some experience on other kits. So that's all for this video review. As usual, don't forget to leave your opinion here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel because it will help us greatly and we will be able to shoot more. Once again, I will remind you that you are still able to help us by pressing the donate button, and of course I will see you in the next video review, which will be on our channel as well. Bye!